Most motion designers think that to get better, they need to get better at animation. More techniques, smoother easing, and more time spent in After Effects. And I thought that for years as well, but I was completely wrong. There's actually a lot more to it. Because the animation is only about 50% of what makes motion design look good. And for a long time, I was actually ignoring the other 50% that came before it. And in this video, I want to show you exactly what that missing half actually is. Because when I figured it out, everything changed. So before you even think about animating, before you even think about any design work, and certainly before you even think about opening any software, you need to get clear on what it is that you're actually trying to do. And I don't mean technically, I mean creatively. Now, I actually learned this the hard way when I was at work. I was working on a personal project during some downtime, and I'd spent hours crafting this animation. I'd spent all the time tweaking the easing, making the animations nice, setting up the right transitions, and I was really happy with this. And that's when I thought, okay, well, I'll share this for feedback and get some comments on my work, thinking, okay, well, we'll just move on to the next one as soon as I've done that. And that wasn't the feedback that I received whatsoever. I thought I had this finished piece, and clearly it wasn't. It was only when I took off those rose-tinted glasses that I could see, actually, yeah, the layout's not fantastic, the colors aren't working that well, and there's actually no clear direction to any of this. I'm just kind of making what I think looks nice. And really, it came from all my projects. I actually had no outcome or no intention with any of my design or animation decisions. So the way I fix this is I now actually ask myself 3 questions before I start a project. First of all, what should it look like? What's the overall mood or aesthetic or theme of the project? And this can vary so much depending on the right feel of what I'm going for. The next question, what should the viewer feel? We're thinking about the audience here. Should they be excited, relaxed, or is this simply a personal piece so that I can showcase some of my technical abilities and show off a little bit? And the final question, what is this project actually trying to say? What is the story behind the frames that I'm creating? That will define a lot of the decisions that I make. All of these questions together help me define my direction in my projects. And you can ignore my wonderful, lovely left-handed handwriting there, but it all gets me clarity on what I'm actually trying to build. And all of that will come together in a finished piece, because that is entirely hard to fake, no matter how good at animating you actually are. And that leads me to my next point, because knowing the outcome is only the start of a project. There's actually something that we also need to take care of next. And I'm talking about storyboarding. And I know, don't switch off. Nobody likes storyboarding as a motion designer. And you do get those few people who are storyboard artists, which is absolutely mental in my eyes. Storyboarding is actually something that I resisted for such a long time because I thought I didn't need it. I thought this was only for the big projects, you know? This is a personal project of mine. Why do I need to storyboard? It's all in my head. However, here's what a storyboard actually needs to be, and it can be as rough or as detailed as you like. Now, I'd probably go to the more detailed side of things if it was client-facing and not a personal project, but for a personal project, you can keep this really rough. Like, take a look at my frames here. They're very simple, and I've simply just written them down on my iPad using Photoshop and drawn some really terrible UI interface panels and a bit of text, and then I've just described underneath exactly what I want to happen in that shot. Now, if I was going more detailed, this would actually have the transitions in, and we'd do the style frames for each shot as well. And you can see then how that would work and why that will get sent to a client. Now, what the storyboard actually does is give you the sequence. It gives you the order of your project and the whole animation direction, because you can solve problems before you even start animating. And before I actually started storyboarding, I'd actually just go ahead and animate what I thought I was right at the time, and it would look fine, but it would never feel considered. And that's because it wasn't. I was making decisions about the sequence while I was focusing on the timing, the easing, and everything else that comes with After Effects. There was simply just too many things happening at once. Now, what these storyboards are actually doing is taking that decision process away from us. So when it comes to actually opening After Effects, all of our problems have already been solved, and we just have to focus on the technical aspect of things, which is arguably the most fun part. And that brings me to my final point, the one that made the single biggest difference to my work. And it actually had nothing to do with After Effects whatsoever. Now, for most of my career, I actually thought that I understood design. I'd studied animation, I'd watched the tutorials, and I knew what looked good. Or at least I thought I did. What I actually had was taste without knowledge. I could always tell when something looked off, but I couldn't really tell why. And more importantly, I couldn't really tell how to fix it. So to fix it, I actually went back to the basics, and I mean properly back to the basics. I'm talking about things like color theory, typography, composition, visual hierarchy, understanding the relationship between design elements within my scene. The things that are taught in most graphic design courses, but we often skip as motion designers because we just like the animating part. And honestly, all of this was a really humbling experience because I was realizing how big of a knowledge gap I actually had. Now take color for instance. I used to just kind of pick things that I thought looked cool, but each color palette tells a different story and invokes a different emotion within your project. And just something simple like having the wrong color palette can completely change the feel of it. And it's the exact same when you come to the composition, understanding the relationship between elements and where they sit in the frame. These are not just design decisions, they're actually communication decisions, which is arguably far more important. A well-composed frame is telling the viewer exactly where to look and what they should be focusing on. And when I actually started taking my design seriously, I stopped designing in After Effects. Instead, I'd figure out all of these problems first in Illustrator or Photoshop as a well-designed style frame. Because trying to design and animate at the exact same time is a complete nightmare. I remember being a junior and I got told, think of your design and your animation brain as two separate parts. They don't intertwine, they are completely different. And it was true, because now if I focus on one, it gets the full attention. And then I can focus on the other. Because a well-designed still is always going to animate well. Those hard decisions about how everything is going to look have already been made. You're simply bringing a well-designed still to life through your animation. And that was the part that I was actually good at. And really, that's the whole point of everything that I've just talked about. It's important that you get clear on your outcome, storyboard the sequence, and then design it properly as a still, or multiple stills if you want. Then you can open After Effects, because you can't out-animate bad design. But if you've already got everything thought out and well designed, your animation simply cannot fail. Now, if you want to go deeper on this whole process, you can check out my Project Essentials course. In that, I'll take you through a complete project right from the first idea to the final animation, and we'll look at everything in between. I'll be there to guide you through every single step, and we'll create a project together. If you'd like to learn more about that, you can use the link in the description below. But if you want to see how my workflow works on one of my own personal projects, why not go ahead and watch this video next?